My name is Edward Williams. Address is 1606 Druck Valley Road, York, Pennsylvania. I'm actually going to try to keep it as short as possible. I ain't trying to do a filibuster here tonight, so everybody can get home. But one of the issues I want to bring up and address is basically starting out is your ordinance. The township have initiated a lot of different ordinances. Basically, those supposed to be the rules and guidelines.
I'm sorry, we can't hear you.
Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
could you move the mic?
Russ order, folks.
Sorry about that. I said the township has initiated and established a lot of rules and ordinance and guidelines, and basically to stabilize this area. A lot of the ordinances I would say all the ordinances are great. Prior to when we first moved here, when you file the issue with the township, you would actually get a notification back saying that they addressed that issue, they came back, and this is what they found, right or wrong, just like any townhouse area. Since the young lady that started this, I heard her name, I don't have my glasses on, we now, when we file an ordinance or file a complaint concerning someone violating one of the ordinance, no response comes at all. We can go weeks and weeks, and then at some point in time we have to come down here and say, hey, what is the status? And it's kind of embarrassing to most people around here to have to call it, because sometimes when you call, they give you the impression that you're bothering them, or basically you're getting on their last nerve, and all you're trying to do is follow up on something that's basically a major issue with yourself. So setting that aside, me and my wife have filed multiple complaints on different issues. And as of today, most of them has not been followed up, or any response have come back to us. We filed the ordinance concerning a nuisance of grass, and the individual said to me that they made a decision, and basically that they didn't feel that it met the criteria. But the ordinance said that I had an option of appealing it through your board. How can I appeal it if I don't get a report? How can I come forth to y'all guys and say, hey, I want to appeal this, and then you say, well, I haven't heard anything about it. Where's your report? So we still, at this point in time, is still waiting on that report and waiting on to get some information concerning that issue. And that issue, one of the issues is that the issue was that the land has been rated as zoned as RR, residential. But when I came and asked what the issue was, they said, well, we felt that it was farmland, so they allowed to put junk behind your house because they're allowed to put it where they want to. So every morning, every night, I have a package. If I can bring this up and let you see it, sir. I have to live with this on a day-to-day basis. I have 5 of them. I make sure I brought enough for everybody. Something to take away. I've heard of on TV the elephant graveyard where elephants go to die. I've never heard of the tree graveyard where they go down at the bottom of the hill and bring trees up, dead trees, and lay it on the property line so you can see it. And it's now got to the point, but I was told that it was allowed because they are farming the high grass for animal food somewhere else. It's still rated at RR. I don't care if they're gathering the grass, the high grass. It's still a residential area, and your nuisance clause says that grass shouldn't grow no more than 6 feet, no matter if you're giving it to somebody for their animals or not. So I don't understand how they could change that ordinance that y'all actually set in play.
I'm sorry, sir. What was your address again?
1606 Druck Valley Road.
Thank you. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
And this right here, which I brought with me, is showing, which is in the attachment, the zoning, which is RR for where I stay at. And the other copy of it, which is attached to that, it shows you can't do that. Now, being that that was allowed and it empowered the individual, he basically decided, why not put it on the other side? Let's make it look even crazier than it did. Since I can get away with that and somebody's already approved, the clean part is my yard. The ugly part is where it's a nuisance. I'm gonna move on from that and discuss what we came up here, because your last meeting I was kind of sick, I couldn't make it up here, but we discussed about the township taking over the roadway of Radio Road. I did get a response that says that one of the major issues was that it has to be a turnabout at the end of it. But at this point in time, it was a dead end. The packet I just handed out to everybody up here shows that that area has a large turnabout that's up at the end of it. But that neighbor decided to put a gate right there at the entranceway, and which now when you come up there, it looks like it's a dead end. So it violates the rules and ordinance that y'all have set forth, that no monument or gate can be higher than 6 feet. I'm about 5'8". That thing is about 16 to 20 feet tall. And it also says in that ordinance you cannot destroy a pole or electrical unit that was placed up for personal usage. Now, that gate's huge. Unless he got a hell of electrical cord that's powering that gate to open it and close it, he's already tapped in one of those poles and dug up under that ground and ran him electrical wire across it, which is another violation that says you must get a permit, not after you put it up, but prior to, and you should. I'm already sure that if y'all look in your records, there's not a permit for that gate sitting up on 16 on Radio Road at the end of it. But it stands. We filed a complaint through here, the township, and that was a year ago. You think that we could possibly found out the results of it after the year? You have something to say, Sean? You know she don't let me talk long again. So, so.
The first thing I want to point out is that the road is a private road.
Can you state your name, please?
I'm sorry, my name is Cheryl Williams, same address, 1606 Struck Valley Road in York. The gate that he has put up is an electric, one of those electrical gates, and he's put it across the road where everyone in that street is supposed to be able to have ingress and egress, but he has decided that it's his personal road. He's put this gate there, and so when your people came to look at it, they thought the road ended at the gate, therefore thinking that was the end of the road, but it's not. It goes further down, there was a turnabout, and it came back up. Interestingly enough, when we first moved there, our neighbor told us that he has bobcats and bucket trucks or whatever. He tore up the pavement, getting rid of the turnabout down the bottom. And we were new to the state, so I was like, well, what'd you do that for? And he says, well, because I just didn't like having tarmac, and I just wanted to put stones down. And I looked at him, I said, well, that doesn't sound smart. But I think now, fast forward 5 years, I know why he did it. He was getting rid of the evidence that road went down and there was a turnabout, and he claimed it. I guess he claimed the space behind the gate. But here's the thing. We put in for, there's so much more to the story, but we had put in for the fact that there was never a permit done, that he's blocked the road. It's become a nuisance to us mainly because he receives 3 or 4 deliveries from either UPS, FedEx, or the post office every week. And these trucks have been using our driveway, which is circular, as their way of turning around, because otherwise they have to back all the way out. So now, in order to prevent that, we had to put a chain across one end of it, which then prohibits us from using our own driveway for the use that it's there for. And we have not heard anything. And just to get under your skin, the neighbor said to me last year, well, the township didn't know who they were dealing with. And when I went down and they found out who I was, they said I didn't have to worry about it. Well, we didn't hear anything from the township, so why not believe them, right?
Well, long story short is I have already spoken to all the neighbors on that road. We all feel the same way. They have no problem y'all taking that road over if it's possible, if it meets the criteria, because we would love snow removal. We would love to get some lights up there because it's pitch black. I know y'all said, hey, so on. But yes.
We've been through this last time, so let's just let's find that.
Okay. Mark and Jess went down. So you have a couple issues. So let's start with the old business of the road, if you will.
So
Mark.
if you could, Mark.
I talked to Mr. Williams.
Oh, yeah.
There's a couple issues. One is the turnaround to enter into the liquid fuels formula to take the road over and enter it into the liquid fuels knowledge. There has to be a turnaround, a cul-de-sac at the end, or
Press order, folks, would you mind?
sorry. There has
George
to
is
be
the only one saying that, by the way.
the road has to go somewhere, connect to another road, or has to have a cul-de-sac and turnaround. Now you cannot, you have to turn around in someone's driveway. The roadway has to be at least 16 feet wide. There's a couple areas where it doesn't meet that. It's close, but it doesn't meet that. The road right-of-way, I don't know if there is road right-of-way available. That's another. And another issue that I would have if the township took it over is the sight distance when you come out of Radio Road to Druck Valley Road. To the right, there is very little sight distance. So
I said it last week.
If the township would take that over, would we be liable for any accidents that would happen there because of a sight distance issue? And it's not removing a tree sight distance. It's Druck Valley Road has a hump in it, and
Yes.
you can't see to the right very well.
And that was the issue I brought up the last time I was here. That a stop, a light, or something, because you can actually, if you go out, you can get killed. Because people come over that hill pretty fast, But I brought the deed so you can see the large turnabout that's behind that gate. 'Cause I know you said when you got to the gate, you thought it was a dead end, but it's not. I have an overhead shot. It's all in this package right here that I brought. I brought my deed and the deed to the neighbors behind me.
So I think the issue, unfortunately, with the road is that we cannot take over the road till those requirements are met.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure, and Jess and Mark can correct me, but if we don't own that road, the gate that was put up, I'm not sure what they needed to do to get permits, or if they needed any to put up that gate. That's a question.
Yeah, the
That's a
ordinance
question to our team here.
Mm-hmm.
But it sounds like, unfortunately, you're going to need to get all your neighbors together,
Mm-hmm.
get the road into compliance, get the gate down, and meet all those items that Mark had mentioned, and then we can entertain looking at the road
Okay.
from that point. I think
So
that's
I'm
the
not
one area.
sure it's quite that simple either.
Well, I think they need to get to that point first. There are other issues that we have to look at, but until they even get to that
I don't,
point.
yeah, I don't want to give them
You're
the
not-
sense that if they do X, Y, and Z, that we're going to take the road
Right,
over,
I
because it's
understand
not
that.
that simple.
Right.
And
The second issue is if you can't take the road, can you put some lights up there?
lights.
Remember
It's
we talked-
actually, it's a private drive, and it
Okay.
would be your responsibility to do
Okay.
that.
Yeah, we can't do anything till we own it.
Okay. But those are my issues. I'm not going to hold up the rest of the crowd, and hopefully I can get some response back through some of the issues I have already submitted.
Okay,
Because
so
right now-
I'm sure that there will be responses forthcoming for all of these, and
I appreciate it.
hopefully at the next meeting that you show up, you will have responses from the township.
I appreciate it, sir. Thank you.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else who would like to address the board this evening? All right, then next we have our